Hello and welcome to JK EV. I'm Joe, and today we're at the 2022 Chicago Auto Show taking a look at the all-new Kia EV6. So, you can get a small battery rear-wheel drive, a large battery rear-wheel drive, and then a dual motor large battery, and then coming later this year, the GT model, which is all-wheel drive, as you would expect as well. So let's go over horsepower and range. In the small configuration, you can get 167 horsepower over the rear motor and 232 miles of range. Then, and that does a 0 to 60 in 8 seconds. Then you can step it up to the large battery, 225 horsepower, 310 miles of range, and 7.2 seconds 0 to 60. Then if you upgrade to the all-wheel drive model, that's available in the Wind or the GT line trim, you have 320 horsepower, your range will drop to 274 EPA rated miles, but your 0 to 60 will rocket up to 5.1 seconds. So pretty impressive. Then later this year, the GT model, which a lot of people are excited for, 576 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. So this is definitely going to be competing with the Mustang Mach-E GT. Very, very spicy vehicle. And a lot of this is capable due to the battery pack. It is an 800-volt architecture, which is similar to you would see in a Porsche Taycan. So definitely a step above what you see in Tesla, Ford, Volkswagen, a lot of those vehicles. And that 800-volt architecture allows you to charge from 10% to 80% in just 18 minutes. So super fast charging. If you don't road trip, you might not notice this difference, and to which I would say, yeah, go get an ID4 or another vehicle like that and save some money. But if you plan on road tripping, you are going to save a significant amount of time. Literally, this vehicle will charge twice as fast as the competitors. And that's literally just going to save you time, which is priceless, especially on vacation. Those two battery sizes are 58 kilowatt hours and 77 kilowatt hours for the larger battery. That peak charging speed, 240 kilowatts. So again, right up there with Taycan as one of the fastest charging vehicles. And Kia actually claims this got across the US from New York to California in the fastest Guinness World Record fastest charging time. I believe that just got beat by the Taycan, but still very impressive that for a $45,000 Kia, you can get that level of charging performance. Pricing will start at $42,000 and can quickly escalate up to $57,000 if you spec up a fully loaded GT line. This does not have GT pricing yet. We won't have that till later this year, but again, a very good looking car. So now let's go take a little bit deeper dive into it. All right, so let's take a look at the front of the Kia. It has the new Kia logo that you might have seen on the new Carnival and some new vehicles Kia has coming out, and features their tiger nose grille that is kind of made famous by the Kia K5. I like this styling. I really like how it's not just a bland front end like some other electric vehicles have. It still has a styling element to resemble a grille, even though, you know, this is all blocked off. And then it goes very nicely with these headlights. You see these slash lines on the headlights kind of go right with the tiger grille. And then you have your full LED headlights right there. Very good looking car. On the back of the car, charging happens right here. You need to probably unlock it from the inside, but this door will open up. Then we have, let's take a look at the rear. A little bit of a controversial styling back here. It's much more, I mean, the front has an aggressive look, but here it's kind of an interesting, I'm not sure if I like it. It's kind of grown on me a little bit more in person than on the pictures, but big sweeping taillight all across the back. Many electric vehicles are going with this method. Now let's open up the hatch. As with all SUVs, the hatchback design. Come down here, not too much storage, just kind of like the ID4, just a little bit more storage underneath, but a pretty usable trunk. One thing I want to highlight with the Kia product over the Hyundai is I can just pull these handles and, oh, that side didn't work. Well, this side did. Pull the handle, it folded flat. Very nice. That's a feature that I think all vehicles should try to have. It's very simple. Now let's take a look at the door handles. Every electric vehicle has to have some sort of goofy handle. These pop out like this. Mach-E had the little buttons right here. The ID4s had a normal style handle. So these, when you lock the car, will look like this. Let's run back to this side so I can show you that. they fold flat with the vehicle, but then as soon as you press unlock, they pop open. So it wouldn't be an electric vehicle if we didn't talk about whether there's a frunk or not. In the case of the Kia, it's a very small frunk, but still very usable. You can fit your charging cables and stuff here, and that's all I'm looking for out of a frunk, because if I have the back filled with luggage, I don't have to dig through, take a bunch of luggage out to get down below to get to my charging cables. I keep them up here, out of the way. Sometimes they get a little dirty on the ground, and this is a nice place to keep them. There's not a place to wash out here, but this rubber all pulls out, so you can easily take it out, wash it, clean it. As you see here, it's not as elongated like that BMW over there was. So that's why there's a smaller frunk, because you know, they could have easily made the vehicle longer, had a taller hood, kind of similar to the Mustang Mach-E, and then they could have fit in a bigger frunk. But I'm much more of the packaging of give me the interior volume and no reason to have an oversized frunk. This, from a driver's seat perspective, this low slung hood really leads well to good visibility over the front. All right, let's go inside and take a look how the legroom is. Wow. This seat is in the position of how I would sit. Miles of legroom. And I can even wiggle my feet underneath the seat a little bit for a little extra comfort. Thigh support is a little limited, but it's not too bad. One nice feature though is if I pull this handle, I can recline the seats back a fair bit extra. This really helps keep my comfort for an extended road trip. Headroom though definitely crouches in on me, and actually one interesting thing I'm feeling is the shoulder room. So I can feel this doorway encroaching in on me right here. And that's due to the styling of the EV6, that it aggressively kind of curves inward on the back of the car, and that limits your shoulder room across the vehicle. But I'll slide over to the passenger side. This seat is all the way back in its tracks, and I still have legroom. Can definitely be comfortable here for quite an extended period of time. I'll also point out, I love what Kia is doing right here with the charging ports in the back of the seat. I like that a lot more than down here or back here. Very convenient. It's a place that's really easy to plug in and access it. Another thing I want to point out, these rear air vents, very convenient right here. When you have air coming out here, it just kind of blows at your shins, doesn't do too much. This, I can actually angle up and get to my face, so I can be a lot more comfortable in the back of the car. Now let's go ahead and get behind the wheel of the all-new Kia EV6. First impression, very, very comfortable seat. Like almost Mach-E or Tesla level of comfort. Say almost a step above the ID.4, I'd probably say. It's a flat bottom, so I could see if you were driving a little spicy, you could slide out pretty easily, but it's just real nice, comfortable seat in here. I also point out the Meridian sound system. Huge upgrade. That's a Land Rover or Jaguar system typically, and you get it in a Kia. This is borderline, it's definitely a premium, like Acura feel, borderline luxury. It definitely can compete with even that BMW right over there. All right, so let's see how it looks behind the wheel. Again, just like the BMW and a lot of these electric car companies, the Mercedes copycat over here, Kia. But I love it. It's a functional design, so I think that's why everyone's kind of going with it. You get this nice instrument cluster in front of you to see all the information that you need to see here, right in line with the road. There's also a heads-up display, and then it's curved towards the driver to have that cockpit kind of feeling. Then you go down here. I love this kind of faux aluminum trim styling that's here. And then, I don't know if the camera picks it up, but there's a strip of ambient lighting right along here. Really, really like that. There's your power button right there. I kind of wish you could just get in, press the brake, and it would go on like some other electric vehicles, but Kia opted for the power button. And then the rotary style shifter here. What's nice is it kind of always goes back to the middle, and you just kind of click it one way or another, as opposed to the Ford method that you can literally just keep rotating. Kind of can be a little confusing. Ventilated and heated seats. Normally there would also be a heated steering wheel button right there. And also let's pay attention to the trim right here. This nice styling of these stripes coming down. It just really feels like Kia really spent the time to take this to the next level. Climate controls are down here. Again, the vehicle's not on. I don't think I can turn it on. No. So, yeah, I need the key to turn the vehicle on. So, climate controls would light up right here. It's a touch, kind of a touch panel, similar to like what a lot of vehicles are going to, but it functions, you know, and I'm still a fan of it being down here over everything, just being cranked into the screen, so you get a proper volume knob. And actually these knobs they dual function. They can be volume, or they can actually be the climate. So here's your driver and passenger, which of course you have the volume rockers right here. All of these are buttons, which is very nice. I'm much more a fan of buttons over that touched capacitive panel like the ID4 has. And then one neat feature is this star symbol right here. You can program that as a hotkey. So whatever something you want that to be, like you can have that, boom, you push that button and that goes to radio, or you push that button and it goes to navigation. Whatever you would rather have it be, it's a level of customization. So here's a quick walk around of the lower trim. We love seeing not just the top tier trim everywhere. So this is the Wind model, whereas the other one was the, I believe, Limited. I forget how all these models blend together. But here on the EV6, two models are there's the light small battery, the Wind, and then the fully loaded Limited, which I don't think is called Limited. It's called something else. Drawing a blank. Love the spoiler kind of look that it has here. Look at this, how it's like a pass-through kind of spoiler. This white car really helps show off those design cues very well. So here's a closer look at the e-gmp or e-gump chassis that these EV6 and Ioniq is built on. So here's your motor up front. Then we transition to the skateboard style battery, and then motor in the back. It's pretty much the styling that, or the design package that almost every vehicle brand is using to achieve that down low center of gravity and fit a big battery on it. Basically they just drop the body on top. So it's really good because it's a platform that they can build many vehicles on and just drop them all on top of the skateboard chassis. So then right back here, we're back to the fully loaded Limited model. Let me know below, do you like the standard white paint of like the car over there, or just a regular paint? Or what do you think of this kind of matte paint that a lot of brands are going with right here? It's kind of like a matte silver. I think it's very good looking. I'm not sure how it'll hold up over time compared to regular gloss paint, but it's nice to know that there's something a little different. If you want a little bit different styling, you can get this paint color. Closer look at the Tiger nose grille again. Really good design language on this vehicle. And then, huge fan of white seats. These are two-tone, so it's white in the middle, kind of a little suede patch right here, and then leather around the outside, but very well designed, and most importantly, incredibly comfortable. It's definitely a vehicle that I could road trip in, no problem. For me, the EV6 is the one to get over the Ioniq 5. The Ioniq 5, I know you get the free charging, but the styling on this EV6, and from what I've read online for ride quality, this is the one for me. But if you like the styling, you're kind of neutral in the styling of both vehicles, the Ioniq 5, you'll benefit from the 2 years of unlimited 30-minute charges. This only comes with 1,000 kilowatt hours of charging through Electrify America, which basically is about between 3,000 and 4,000 miles. So you burn through that pretty quick if you road trip like us. But if you're someone who doesn't road trip much, hey, that's not something you'll benefit from. So at the end of the day, you have to pick the car that makes you happy. So with that, that's a wrap for the 2022 Kia EV6. Deliveries are starting as we speak, so get in touch with your local Kia dealer if you're trying to get one. I believe, so actually these are nationwide deliveries versus the Ioniq, which is starting with the ZEV states like the California, New York, New Jersey, those states. But the Kia is nationwide, so you can get one as soon as you can find one. The waiting list, there's a waiting list probably at every dealer, but definitely reach out and check their inventory. But until next time, I'm Joe from JK EV, and take care. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe this video. And we have many more videos coming from the 2022 Chicago Auto Show.